Plenty to celebrate. This is a team that clearly, since the deadline, has been markedly different. 9-1-0 at home, including tonight's win. I turn to you first, Perry, and I ask, the Boston Bruins and what they did. We heard at one point, quote, after the game from Smith, where he talked about luck. The great John Wooden said, luck is where preparation meets opportunity. This was about this team being prepared and seizing that moment. What about your impressions of what you saw from Boston tonight?
My impressions is this is a team that wants it more. You're going to hear me say this a lot. You're going to hear everybody say this a lot. This is one of those series where you kind of flip a coin on who's going to win, as an expert picking who's going to win the series, and it's going to come down to those little things. A play like Craig Smith out-skating the Washington defenseman, getting in on that puck. Samsonov's not ready. Those are the little plays that make it work. That, you know, it's going to come down to power plays. Special teams obviously came up big for them. But this is what win you playoff series. Small, one battles that turn out to be big moments.
I like that he went with the Superman where he pulled the right in front.
Right?
That's how he turned. You saw Superman up in Canada, right?
Hey, S is for Superman. That's Craig Smith right there.
Nice.
Love it.
Nice. Now, let me ask you about this game from a statistical perspective. What stood out to you the most about Game 3?
Well, Boston was the better team. And I know it was close. The overtime, double overtime, obviously. This was a close game. All the games in this series have been close. But what I've noticed is that from Game 1 to Game 2 to Game 3, as close as the scores have been, Boston has been getting better and better and better. And you look at the shot quality in this game, 26-10 for the Bruins from that house, that slot area. That's a big advantage. So, you know, when I look at, again, how close these games have been, Boston is the team that is getting better and better and better, and that's a scary prospect for the Washington Capitals. I thought Samsonov played a phenomenal game, especially early in the game, the first 10, 15 minutes. He had to be absolutely brilliant, and he was. Unfortunate for him and the Capitals, the game ended the way that it did. I'll say this, though, for the Boston Bruins, because even a winning team has things to work on. One thing I was noticing a lot in this game, they really struggled on their breakouts. You look at the two Washington goals in this game, it was because of pressure by the Capitals, and the Bruins couldn't break it out well. And there were more examples of this as well throughout the game that just led to chances. There were examples of this that led to maybe not even a chance, but Washington getting another 30, 45 seconds in the offensive zone. And now you're putting pressure on your goalie. And at the same time, you know, now you're not creating offense. So that's something Boston will look to clean up. That Washington pressure was a lot for them.
That's a fascinating insight. I turn to the former player and ask you, how do they clean that up between now and Game 4?
Well, you got to come out clean, obviously. You get out there, your forwards got to get back quick. There's a lot of talk about how forwards go on offense. You got to get back to play defense, get into your position so you're there to support the puck, and you've got to wait for those D-men. That first pass is absolutely crucial in the breakouts, especially in the playoffs, with the way guys forecheck, the intensity. Otherwise, those there's the turnovers at the blue line. They haunt you, especially against a team as talented as Washington with a fourth line going with the way they are. They've all got to get back together, get in their positions, and if you're in the right defensive position, you're in the right position to jump on offense and should be able to, in theory, should be able to get it out cleanly if you're supporting and skating for each other.
Finally, can we please celebrate again the brilliance of that pass by Smith? I mentioned the name Bob Cousy, one of the great point guards ever, Boston Celtics legend. They won 11 championships in 13 years. Taylor Hall ends up getting the glory. He scores the goal. Please explain to me how a hockey player knows to do what Smith did.
He saw Hall coming right away. As he was standing in front of the net, he opened up to that corner. He knew Hall's on the hash boards right there. You can assume, I would hope, that Hall would be calling for it. Otherwise, he just knows Hall's got a clean slate. You count the numbers. How many white jerseys are ahead of me? That can only be one behind me. And if he's right on me, all I got to do is get it in front of that net to an open area, and Hall came in and did the rest.
I love you as a brother, so it's painful to do this, but I have to disagree. You said he saw him coming. Not possible. No one has eyes in the back of their head. I've watched Grey's Anatomy, okay? That's not how it works. Eyes are in front. But I get what you're saying. It makes sense. He has a glance, and then he perceives what's coming next.
Exactly.
Here's what I know.
Anticipation.
That's key. I'm anticipating what's next on the show.